All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining MaxPreps Office Hours Coach Admin Basics. My name is Haley Hughes. I'm a customer service supervisor here at MaxPreps. I've been here for about 5 years. We also have with us online Alex Romo, who is also a customer service supervisor. We just wanted to let you guys know today you will be muted, so please use the chat box to ask us any questions throughout the webinar. We'll do our best to get to them as we're going. If we don't get to them during the webinar, we will have time at the end of the webinar to answer any questions you might have. So please feel free to use that chat box and Q&A box throughout the webinar, and we'll do our best to answer them. The session will also be recorded, so if you have any questions or you want to go back, we will be sending a recording of this webinar in an email once we're finished. These office hours are going through the first steps of what you can do in your admin once you gain access, as well as some other tips and tricks. So again, just feel free to ask any questions as we go along. First things first, let's learn a little bit more about MaxPreps. MaxPreps was created in a small town in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe in California called El Dorado Hills. We were founded in 2002. We just had our 20-year anniversary by a local high school basketball coach who was looking for a better way to get his team recognition in the local media. He made it our goal here at MaxPreps to celebrate the institution of high school sports and recognize that for so many young people, this will be the pinnacle of their careers, and the memories that they make playing high school sports will be some of the best of their lives. That being said, we aim to cover every team, every player, and every game, no matter the size of the school or popularity of the sport. We have about 50 or so employees. A vast majority of us are former athletes and coaches. All of our customer service team is operated in-house by about 8 people, including myself. So when you give us a call, you can really talk to a real life person who knows and cares a whole lot about MaxPreps and the high school sports community. So today, we're going to walk through the essentials for a coach: how to gain access to your team, how to get your admin to your admin pages, what the best ways are to enter a roster, schedule, and score. And we'll cover how to share information on data syncing with Huddle, Game Changer, and more. Walk through the public pages for your team, and again, answer any questions you may have. So if you have just joined us, again, you guys will be muted throughout the webinar. So please feel free to use the chat box or Q&A box in order to ask any questions. And again, we'll do our best to get to them as we're going. If we don't, we will get to them at the end. So again, these slides are just going to be a quick overview of what we're going to cover in the live demo. So first things first, whether you're a new coach or you're looking to get your assistant coach or statistician signed up with MaxPreps, first things first, you're going to want to make sure you have a membership account. So you want to get signed up with MaxPreps. We typically say it may be better to use a personal email because we know school addresses change a lot, whether it's just the school that you're at is changing their emails a lot, or if you are moving schools, we understand emails change a lot. So sometimes it's easier to sign up with your personal email. If you're already signed up with a school email, no worries. You can also change your email, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So what you see on your screen here, to the right-hand side, so when you log in and you click on your profile icon is going to be your home base on every single page of MaxPreps. And when you click on that, you should get the flyout menu you see here on the right-hand side of your screen. It should have a profile icon, this little person with a circle, your first and last name, sign out. Any teams you have access to should be right underneath that, and any teams you're following will be underneath that. To get to this page on the left, which we call your membership profile page, you'll click on your profile icon one more time from this flyout menu, and you'll be taken to this membership profile page. This is where you can go to change your email, change your password, update your communication preferences, request access to new teams, remove access to teams you no longer need access to, and update your teams you're following. So once you get inside your coach admin, once you have access to your team, you'll see this page. This is your admin dashboard. So this is where you'll go to edit your roster, schedules, scores, stats, and find your data syncing as well. So to keep in mind, anything that is updated inside of your coach admin will take about 15 to 30 minutes to update on the public side page. So public fan pages, this is where your fans go. This is where your athletes go. Everything that's on the public side, again, takes anything that's updated on the admin side, takes about 15 to 30 minutes to update on the public side. So if you're not seeing that score quite updated when you come to your public page, it's just going to take a little bit of extra time. So public fan pages, this is where you'll want to go as a coach to get your league links, to see your athletes' pages, to get to your rankings, your standings, and as well as get to opposing team schedules. And with that being said, we'll head into a live demo here. Again, that was just a very quick overview of what we're going to cover in the live demo. So if you want to pull up maxpreps.com, you can feel free to follow along. No need to feel like you need to. Again, this will be sent out in an email once we're finished. So if you head to maxpreps.com, this is the MaxPreps homepage. You'll want to click sign in up at the right-hand corner. And if you already have a membership account, you should be able to fill out the email and password here. But if you're looking to get signed up or looking to get another assistant coach or statistician signed up, this is where they will go to create an account. So once the account is created, or if you've entered your email and password, you'll click sign in, and it should take you right back to your MaxPreps homepage. If you remember from the slides, your profile icon is your home base. So your profile icon can be found in the upper right-hand corner of every page of MaxPreps. So it's this circle with a little person inside. If you click on that, this flyout menu should look a little familiar from the slides. It should have your profile icon, then your first and last name, sign out, any teams you have access to already, and then below any teams that you're following. So to get to your membership account profile page, you'll want to click on your profile icon one more time. If you click on that, it should take you to your profile page, and this is where you can go to edit your account information, communication preferences, access, and the teams you're following. So we'll start with account info. If you wanted to change your email address or change your password, this is where you'll go to do so. Again, it's not necessary to have a personal email address or a school email address. Either one works. It's your preference. We just say personal emails because we do know that school emails change a lot. But if we go down to communication preferences, we encourage and recommend coaches to stay opted in to AD and coach reminders. So if you click on that little pencil icon, you'll see that coach and AD messaging and coach and AD reminders are down here. It's just important to keep those checked if you want to receive information about your team or other specific messages from MaxPreps that may be important to know as a coach and getting your MaxPreps updated. So click save. That will save your communication preferences, and we'll go back to your membership account profile page. So moving on from your communication preferences, we'll head to your access. So if you see any teams listed here, these are teams that you already have access to. If you see a team that shouldn't be here, that you no longer need access to, you can actually remove that team yourself and remove your access from that team as well. So if you click that pencil icon next to My Access, you're able to check whichever teams you no longer need access to and click Remove. If you need to get access to a team, you can click the plus icon next to Team Admin or scroll down here to Request Access. this will submit a access request to our support team that is approved within 24 hours. So once you get approved, you should be able to come back here to this screen and you should see that your team is listed here now and you should have access to get in. So again, if you are a new coach that needs access to a new team, or if you are trying to get your assistant coach or statistician access, they can do so through their own membership account by coming into here and requesting access to the team admin. So that's one way to do it, and I'll show you another way through your own admin if you are looking to get access to another coach as well here in a little bit. But again, if you need to remove any, click the checkbox, remove, and you have two options to click the add button here or request access to get access to the teams you need access to. Similar to your access is the following. So following teams, any teams that you have access to, admin access to, you'll already be following. So if you see them in your admin access, you should see them in your following list as well. The benefits of having a favorite or team you're following is mostly through the MaxPreps app. You'll get notifications for those teams as well as quick links. So again, if you're following a team or you're getting emails for a team that you don't necessarily want to get emails for, you can always come here, click the pencil icon next to following, and you can remove any teams you no longer want to follow, as well as add a team if you'd like to follow a new team. So with that being said, let's head into your coach admin. So there's two ways to get there. If you want to go to your membership profile page, you can click straight from here, click on the team name, and it'll take you right into your coach admin. But again, your profile icon is on every single MaxPreps page. So if you click on that, you have quick links to get to your admin account from here. So we're going to head into the Miller boys football team. We'll click on that, and you're taken into your admin dashboard. So on the admin dashboard, this is new within the last year or so of MaxPreps. We have added your admin report. So these are just quick links to what is updated on your MaxPreps team page already and what needs to be updated. So you see here, this team in their admin report has 10 games scheduled already and 6 district games. So this is a quick way to look at what you have scheduled and make sure it looks right. Again, if you have games played, games with final scores, stats, and player of the game awards, this is just a quick place to go to look at what you have going on your MaxPreps team page. So same for roster snapshot. It has your list of how many players you have on your team, how many players have jersey numbers. So instantly we see 131, that's a large team, but there's 28 players here that have jersey numbers. So there's a lot of players there that don't, so there's something that may be wrong there. You also see that the team photo is not uploaded, and I'll show you how to get that uploaded here in a second. I also want to point out, if you are a team that is synced with Huddle, a quick way to know if your team is connected correctly is to come here and you'll see this little Huddle icon to know your team is connected to Huddle. If you want to be connected to Huddle and you're not seeing this, please reach out to us after this webinar, and we are more than happy to get you connected with Huddle, or take your team connected with Huddle. We also have a Huddle webinar coming up next Tuesday, and I can send out the registration links for that as well, where we go into more detail about our sync with Huddle. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So that being said, getting back to the roster snapshot, this is also a quick place to look who has admin access to your team. So this is your staff roster. So if there's anybody on here that you see should not have access to your team, you can click this pencil icon it will take you straight to your staff roster where you can add, remove, edit any of the information that you see here. If we scroll back up, in this card here, you'll see it's Manage Team Admin. So same thing as your staff roster. This is where you'll go to add another coach, an assistant coach, a statistician. Once you add them here, you'll see them in the staff roster below. A new feature we've added this year is a volunteer request. So a volunteer request, a team volunteer, is somebody that you can appoint to kind of take over your MaxPreps responsibilities. So we all know coaches are busy, you don't have a lot of time. If you want to offload some of that work to a responsible parent that you trust, we have this new option where volunteers can request access to a team. So here you'll see the option to allow volunteer statistician requests. So if you do not want that option, if you are ready to take on this responsibility yourself and you do not want to get any emails or get requests in this little box here about somebody trying to gain access to your team, you can actually toggle this off, turn off requests, and people can no longer request to volunteer to be a statistician for your team. So this is mainly for if you don't feel like you have time and there's parents or fans that you know can do a good job of updating your site, you can allow this and you have full control over who gets access to your team. So if somebody does request to be a volunteer statistician for your team, you will see an approve or deny button here along with all of their information. So you have the ability to approve or deny that. You'll also receive an email with that request. And again, if you're not interested in that whatsoever, you can always turn that off and you will not see any requests from anybody. But as I said, if you're interested in offloading some work, this is a great new feature that we've added to allow fans or parents or statisticians to get access to the team and help you out. And as a varsity coach, you have the option to activate your JV and freshman teams. So if you don't have a JV or freshman team currently activated for your sport, you can do so as a varsity coach by clicking this toggle on button, and you'll toggle on the JV team or the freshman team. And again, you'll have full control. You can go to your JV team and freshman team and access the same as you would your own varsity team as well. So as a varsity coach, you have access to the JV and freshman levels. So this is your dashboard. This is just a quick place to go to get all of your team's information in one place. I suggest coming here every once in a while throughout your season just to make sure everything's up to date. Heading on in, we'll go to the roster page. So if you click on roster up at the top, it's the same thing if you were to click the pencil icon in a roster snapshot on the dashboard. So here is your roster snapshot. Again, just a quick overview of what you have going on in this page. If you scroll down, you'll see a long list of 131 players for this football team. So scroll all the way down, you'll see there's pencil icons next to each athlete. So you can edit any athlete that is already on your roster by clicking on the pencil icon and edit player. This is where you can also delete a player. You can also check the boxes next to their names and scroll all the way back up to the top to click delete as well. If you're looking to add an athlete, I would suggest using the add athlete button here. So if you're adding one by one, this is a quick way to add and save that and add another, have all of their information in one place. If you're just adding a few, that's the option that I would use. If you're adding a full roster, or if you're adding many to a roster, I suggest using our new quick add feature. It's like an Excel sheet form. You can tab through all of the entries to get to the next athlete and keep going until you're done. It saves as you finish the line, so you don't have to worry about losing your work. And it also has every athlete that is already on your roster listed here for a quick editing style. So if you wanted to add a bunch of more athletes to this long 131 rostered athlete profile, you can click down here to add another, and add another. So you can just tab through and save and get back to your roster page. So quick add, I would use if you're adding many athletes, add for a few. You can also upload your roster. If you click the three little vertical dots above the add button on the roster page, you can get to our upload roster page. So when you upload your roster, you'll need to have these required column headers and these accepted values and rules. So it's a little specific, but it's a quick way to, if you already have your roster in a Excel sheet, you just need to add these required column headers and make sure that this is their year is listed in numbers and so on and so forth. And then you'll go up here to click to import the roster. So you'll remember on the roster snapshot, we saw that the team photo had not been uploaded. A way to get your team photo uploaded is to come here to where you see upload it here. You can also get there by clicking the three vertical dots again and edit team photo. So if you already have a team photo in there and you want to change it, you won't see this option here at the top of your roster. You'll want to go to the three vertical dots to edit your team photo and get a new team photo uploaded. If your team is synced with Huddle, like this team is, if you click show more, you'll see all of the athletes that are connected to Huddle. So if your team is connected to Huddle, your roster is coming over from Huddle, that Huddle roster overrides what is on MaxPreps. So you'll want to make sure that that roster is correct on the Huddle side. Quick trip over to the staff roster. So again, this is the same thing you see up here at the top and on the dashboard. This is everybody that has access to this team. So if you see anyone here that doesn't need access, you'll just click the pencil icon to delete them and they will no longer have access to the team. You can also add admin access by clicking the add button. You'll just want to fill out their first, last name, email address that they want to use to sign in to MaxPreps with, and then their position. Next, we'll head to the schedule page. So again, your schedule snapshot is up here at the top, just a quick overview of what you have going on this page. Down below, you'll see everything that you have on your schedule entered already. So to enter a game one by one, you'll want to click on this add button up here at the top. When you add a game, it's important to note that the type of game you're entering. So if it's a district or a non-district game, tournament, playoff, or some will have a district tournament option. So if you're entering a district game, you'll notice that if you click in the opponent box, it should have your district teams listed here. If these are the incorrect teams in your district, I will show you in a few minutes how to update your league or district, and we will get that updated for you. But if you are entering a district game, this is where you should see all the district teams. You just need to click into the opponent box and they should populate here. If you're not seeing the correct team and you've already submitted a league request and you're waiting on us to get that updated for you, you can still enter your schedule and enter that district game. You'll just want to type in the team name. So if you're not seeing the team name come up, but you know they're on MaxPreps, click to search your non-district opponents. If you're still seeing no results, you'll click to expand search results, and that should get the team to pop up. We recommend that you also type in the full name of the school if the school name is popular, say Liberty. We know there's a lot of Liberties in a lot of states. So typically this should populate with the closest to you. And if you're still not finding it, again, expand search results is the best option. If the team is not listed on MaxPreps at all, if you're a varsity team, you'll want to schedule them as a varsity opponent. This allows you to enter the game on the schedule with a score and stats. And again, if you're a varsity team playing a JV team or a freshman team, you'll want to enter those as a non-varsity opponent. You'll have the same options if you're a JV coach. It will be JV opponent and non-JV opponent. Same thing for freshmen. So again, if you're entering district or non-district, just remember that if you're entering district, the search should just populate with your district teams. Then you'll select home or away and then save. So once that game is added to your schedule, you should see it populate here. If you see games on your schedule already that you didn't enter, they either came from one of our partners, state association, or the coach of the opposing team entered the game on their schedule, which then of course enters on your schedule. If you need to remove a game from your schedule, you can do so by either clicking the pencil icon and delete game, or click the checkbox next to the game on the left-hand side and click delete up at the top. You may not be able to delete a game if there are stats already entered for the game. So if you've entered stats, you may not be able to, or the other opposing coach has entered stats, you may not be able to remove that game, and you may need to reach out to us at support. And our email is support@maxpreps.com, and I'll have that on the last slide as well as our phone number. So in the case that does happen, feel free to reach out to us, and we're more than happy to get that game removed for you. I also want to mention, if you have scrimmages, we recommend that you don't enter your scrimmages on our site, as they will count to your record and your ranking. So we recommend keeping schedules or exhibition games off of the schedule on MaxPreps, just so that it doesn't affect those things. We are looking to get scrimmages and exhibition games added as a feature on our site in the future, but currently we don't have that option. So we suggest removing those from your schedule. So as I said earlier, when you're scheduling your games, the district or league or conference teams don't look quite right, you're able to edit your league through your admin account. It will submit a league alignment request to us, and we do our best to answer those within 24 hours to get that league updated for you so you can see the correct teams there. The way to submit that request, you can do so through your admin report snapshot right here. If you see your district or league or conference listed here, that doesn't look quite right, or the teams in it aren't quite right, you'll click this pencil icon and it'll take you straight into where you can edit your league. You can also get to the same exact page by going to the More button up at the top, and you'll see your alignment listed here. So 5A1 Region 4 District 14 isn't the right league for my team. So I'm going to click on this, and this will take me to my league alignment page where I'm able to submit a league request, which again should take no more than 24 hours to get updated on our site. So once you submit this, you can add or remove teams from here or click that everything is correct. And when you click everything is correct, it just lets us know that you're good to go. So again, you can click to add or remove teams. You can completely change your league from here, and it'll take no more than 24 hours to get updated on the site. So heading back to the schedule page, once a game has been played, the date and time has passed, you'll see the option to enter a score. So you can enter a score for any game time that has passed. If you already see a score there, the opposing coach either entered it or a fan has submitted it through our report a score option on our fan pages. You can correct any score as a coach. You have full control. So if the score doesn't look quite right, you can come into here and edit. You'll come to your pencil icon, and once the game has a score entered, you'll see edit score here. So to show you guys that option, I'm going to head back to the 21-22 season. So to get there, you'll click on the drop-down menu underneath your school's name, the team, the mascot, and it'll give you this pop-out menu. So again, like I said, as a varsity coach, if you have JV and freshman team activated, you have full access to those teams, and you can get there by clicking this drop-down menu, and it will have the JV and freshman team listed here for you to be able to get to. Also, as an admin, you have full control of the team history. So if you needed to update a 21-22 season or any past season that has been active on MaxPreps, you'll click on this drop-down menu, and you'll have every season that this team has been active for on MaxPreps at your disposal. So you can go back to the 04-05 season and make changes if you need to. So for now, we'll go to the fall 21-22 season, this past season. I'll click back to the schedule, and this is the 21-22 season for this team. So you'll see here, scores have been entered. You click the pencil icon, you have the option to edit the score. So same thing goes for when you're editing stats or entering stats. So if you need to enter stats, once you enter a score, so if we go to the box score page, and I'm getting there by clicking the pencil icon and edit score. If you click that and get to the box score page, we'll ignore this huddle button for now. But if you're at the box score page, most teams should look like this. Your box score obviously will be relevant to whatever sport you are coaching. If you scroll down, once you enter the score, you'll have option to either save and import stats or save and enter stats. So if you click save and enter stats, you'll get your full roster that you have entered on the left-hand side and all of the stat categories to the right. So if we're trying to enter information for John, you just click in the box and you type in the numbers, and you'll click publish and continue and move through each category. Depending on your sport, you may only have one section to do, and click publish and continue all the way through till you get to the end. We'll do that. We'll get to the end of scoring. Publish and continue one more time. And you'll have the option to select players of the game at the end of finishing your stats. So for football, there's multiple players of the game. Typically, for most sports, there's only one player of the game. You have the option to select from your roster and then add comments and save. Player of the game is a great way to get kids recognition. We have a certificate and digital badge on their page for players of the game. There's also Player of the Year awards. You can get to any Player of the Game or Player of the Year awards by going to your More button at the top of your screen and going to Players of the Game and Players of the Year, and it will have a full list of every game on there, as well as entry page for your players of the year. So back to stats, that was how to manually enter your stats. So if you're looking to import your stats, so for football, you have the option to import your stats straight from Huddle. So again, we have a full webinar on our Huddle Sync, and we go into a lot more detail with that. And I will, if you're interested, please let us know, and we're more than happy to send that registration link out to you at the end of this webinar. So if you're football, you'll have this option. If you have completed the stats on Huddle and sent them over to MaxPreps, you should see them here, and you just click to continue and review the file. That's specific for football. So if you're looking to import your stats for any other data sync, or if you already have your stats in an Excel sheet ready to go to import, you'll click the Save and Import Stats here at the bottom. You'll want to make sure this file is a TXT file, and you'll just click to choose a file from your computer and then import it. And it should be as simple as that, and import right from here. If you have any trouble with importing from any of our partners, please reach out to us. If you have questions about what partners we do have, you can come to our official MaxPreps Stat Partners page. And we have a full list by sport of what partners we have and what stat programs there you can use. So again, we'll head back to our schedule page. That's how to save and import and manually enter your stats. So once your stats have been entered, if you need to edit them, you can always edit your stats by coming back to your pencil icon and clicking that Edit Stats button. It will have all the stats you've already entered there, and you can tab through to enter or edit any stats and save them, and those will be published again. It's important to keep in mind that stats, specifically stats only, will update overnight on the stat leaderboard. So this includes editing and recalculating stats. If you edit any stats and you're looking for that information on the stat leaderboard, you will not see those until the next day. So it has to be, it's an overnight process for those to get updated. So if you're editing or recalculating them, you won't see that updated on the stat leaderboards until the following day. So a quick overview to get to your stats, you'll click on the stats button here up at the top. I apologize, my computer is being very slow today. But if you click on the stats button up at the top, it should take you to your stat sheet, all the stats that you have entered for the year already, and an option to save and send those stats as well. I apologize, it seems not to want to click today. I will show you that in a minute. We'll actually head to our public slides here in a second. Just wanted to see if there are any questions. Oh, here we go, uploaded. If you have any questions, I know Alex is doing a great job of answering them. So please feel free to use the chat box, use the Q&A box, ask those questions. We'll have a little more time here at the end. So if you are thinking of anything as we go, please type those out and we will get to them, I promise. But here is your stats pages. Up at the top is a quick place to see any stats missing for any games that you have already played. So we played these two games last fall, and they're missing stats. So you can click on those games to get to where you can either enter the stats or import the stats. But again, this page is just an overview of all the stats that you already have entered. If you want to send the stats or print them, you can do so from here up at the top, and it'll give you a great printable or sendable form for these stats. And a quick overview of season to date stats. So we suggest entering season to date stats if you're not going to be entering stats game by game. So just keep in mind, if you are entering season to date stats, that's the full season stats. It's not game by game. So if it were to be game by game, the games would be marked as district or non-district, league, non-league, so on. And so the league leaderboards would be able to be updated with that information. But because the season to date stats are not game by game, you don't have the option for individual contest pages. So you will not show up on, or your athletes will not show up on the league leaderboard. So just keep that in mind. If you are entering season to date stats, there's no way for us to tell which are league and non-league games in that option. So we will not have the ability to put those athletes on the stat leaderboard. And finally, recalculating season totals. So if you have just entered stats and you're coming here and you're not seeing it updated correctly, the numbers look off, they're not adding up quite right, come down here to this recalculate season totals button. And it's going to take about a few minutes for this to update. But these totals should be updated within 30 minutes or so. But again, a reminder, if you're looking on the stat leaderboards for these numbers, those will be updated overnight. So now that we've covered pretty much everything that you can edit or add or remove in your admin, we'll head to our public page. So you can see what your fans see and get to links that you may want as well. So you have options here to get there. You can click view as public from your dashboard page, or back to public, or if you're on your schedule or roster pages, you also have the options to go back to public. So this should be on every page of your admin. So if we click view as public, this is what your public sees. Obviously, your admin report is specific to you, so this is going to stick on every page that you see. So it gives you a quick option to edit your schedule and results. Same thing for your roster. You have the option to manage your team straight from the public page. So if you're signed in to your membership account that you have access with, you should see these big red buttons on every page of your team. So if you need to get back into your admin, again, these are the quick ways to do so. You should have go to admin on every page of your team's page. A reminder that your profile icon is also still up here in the upper right-hand corner. So if you ever feel lost and you don't know how to get back to your team admin page, you can do so by clicking your profile icon and clicking right back into your admin, which will take you to your dashboard. So a reminder, if you've just edited something on your schedule and roster and you come to your public page and you don't see it quite yet, give it about 15 to 30 minutes. We have a little bit of a cache delay. You should see it by the end of those 30 minutes. We call these pages fan pages because they're focused towards your fans, including more information that people are looking for, like standings, rankings, photos, and videos. These are things you don't have on your admin side that you can come to your fan page to look at. So your public schedule, if a score is wrong, if you see that somebody is scoring a game, if we have live scoring for football, and if you see somebody scoring a game that shouldn't be scoring a game, feel free to contact us. We're more than happy to get that score removed for you. And again, you have complete control over scores, stats, everything from your admin. You're able to make all of those changes by clicking edit schedule and results. I want to remind you that once a game has passed, you'll see a report a score option next to the game here. That option is specifically for fans, just to help out a team get that information out there as quick as possible. So if you're seeing the report a score option, that also means that you're not in your admin account. So we recommend coaches don't need to report a score, you have the ability to actually enter the score and immediately get it posted from your admin account. So the report a score option goes through a whole approval process that us at support go through. So again, report a score option is mostly for fans that go through an approval process. You have the ability to post your own score by going to edit, schedule, and results. So on roster page, if you click on an athlete, you'll get taken to their athlete profile page. So if you're looking for an athlete's full career stats, their photos, whatever you're looking for that athlete, you can click to their profile page and you should see all of their information listed here. So if you click to football, you'll see Ethan has played 2 years of varsity football. So his career stats are listed here on his account profile page. So you can click to his each year and get each year's stats or have his full career stats listed here. So a lot of the time we have coaches asking for players' full rushing yards. Well, this is a quick place to go to get all of that information. Everything that's been entered on MaxPreps or stats-wise should be listed here in his career stats. We also have the option for athletes to claim their profile. This just means that they're taking control of their profile and they're able to edit their this information that you see here. So they're able to edit their weight, they're able to edit their height, their jersey position, and so on. This is just for their profile page. This is their career profile page. The information that you edit on the roster is specific to your team, to your roster, and that information sticks to their name on your roster. If we go back to the team's page, so again, we're on the team's fan page here. If we click over back to the 21-22 season, I apologize for jumping. If we click back to the 21-22 season, you'll see the options for standings and rankings. So these are options that you do not see in your admin side. So if you click on standings, again, this is just a quick overview of the standings, where you're at in your district as well as your division. So you should see all of that information here once games have been played and standings are updated with district games. So you won't see this option until district games have been played. Same for rankings. Rankings don't come out until a couple weeks into the season. So you won't see that link until the rankings are published. But this is where you'll go to get to the team rankings. And it should have all of your affiliations listed here. And again, if anything looks incorrect, you can always go back to your admin account by going back here and go to admin. And that's where you can go to update or change your alignment. Again, just a quick overview. 2 games need attention here. Quick links up at the top of every single page. Whether you're in your admin account or not, you have these quick links that we've added here. These are specific to you as an admin for the team. Your fans will not see this information. They will only see. Back to the slides. I believe that is the end of our demo. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. I apologize if I went a little too quickly on and covered things too fast, or if I missed anything that you did have a question on. Please feel free to use that Q&A box. If you do have any questions, I'll give you a couple of minutes to type those out. I know it's not the easiest, but if you think of anything after we finish here, feel free to reach out to us. We are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Our phone number is listed here. It's 1-800-324-7329 extension 1. And our support